This week on Jambar TV, we'll be discussing the history of Thanksgiving and its traditional foods. Then we'll talk about YSU's Recovery Club. We'll also talk about the football team and its broken NCAA record.
Hello and welcome into Jambar TV. I'm Elizabeth Koss.
And I'm Krista Ritz. New solar-powered benches will be coming to YSU's campus in March of 2023. Jambar reporter Cheyenne Gibbons has more.
YSU Student Government Association has partnered with a Michigan-based company called Enerfusion. Vice President of SGA, McGuire Franco, says Green Ventures has been their goal.
We're going to begin with the fountain. The plan right now is to get 7 charging tables with a mix of some non-charging tables.
The benches were funded by the Daniel H. Becker family through a $1 million donation to the university, according to YSU Foundation President Paul McFadden.
The students came forward with this project. You know, it was more of a happenstance that he's supporting the Fountain Commons, and so many of these tables are going to the Fountain Commons, so he's allowing, part of his gift to fund the tables.
SGA has plans to extend solar-powered benches to around 30 spots on campus. Nico Masterides, president of SGA, said they have other green initiatives such as recyclable technology and plans for a garden.
Students can bring in different old technology, and we have bins set up downstairs where they can donate. Eventually, we're trying to make a push for a garden committee here shortly, where hopefully we can make a community garden on campus.
For more information about SGA's plans, go to their website or visit them on the second floor of Kilcawley Center.
The leaves have fallen and Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Many YSU students and faculty are going home for the holiday, but oftentimes the popular history of Thanksgiving is mythologized, debated, or incomplete. Marcelle Wilson teaches colonial history at YSU, and she explained why the Puritans celebrated.
It was in December of 1619, and that was actually a celebration to thank God for the fact that they made a safe journey over to the New World.
One myth about the first Thanksgiving revolves around the food they had.
They might have had turkey, but they probably also would have had venison and other wild animals that were available.
Narratives around Thanksgiving built up as the 13 colonies evolved into the United States. George Washington was the first president to commemorate Thanksgiving. The university will be holding its own non-traditional celebration, Friendsgiving, yesterday in the Chestnut Room of Kilcawley Center. Students celebrated and enjoyed many of the associated Thanksgiving foods.
People at YSU are already familiar with how students in the Reserve Officers Training Corps boost the school spirit at YSU's football games. But students may not realize the amount of training ROTC cadets go through.
Obviously, they have to do a physical fitness test. So they have to do a certain amount of hand release push-up, certain amount of deadlift. They have to do a 2-mile run at the minimum, and all of these are time events. And they have to do it every semester, and every semester past this until they graduate.
The program's purpose is to develop commissioned officers to become future leaders in the military. Any YSU student in their freshman to junior year, regardless of major, can join the ROTC. For further information, check out the ROTC program at ysu.edu.
While many are preparing for the holiday season next month, the Board of Trustees is preparing for its December meeting. A special meeting was called November 10th and may have opened the doors to the next round of sunsets or cuts to programs. The board passed 2 resolutions, with the first being in accordance with Ohio's revised code to reevaluate courses, programs, and majors. John R. Jakubek, chair for the Board of Trustees, spoke before the board on how the resolution could affect the future of faculty, students, and staff.
A lot of times I think there's been some misunderstanding in the past that if we sunset something, it's effective immediately, and that's not the case. We're going to teach out. So it is through these regular reviews that faculty, department chairs, deans, and other academics leaders are able to best respond to current and future challenges and opportunities facing YSU and all of higher education. The board will continue those discussions at our meetings in December, at which time we will have more information on next steps to be taken.
The board also approved a resolution to establish a committee for the Division of Workforce Education and Innovation. The next Board of Trustees meeting is scheduled for December 9th at 10 a.m. in Todd Hall.
YSU Student Government Association held a series of events from November 7th through November 10th for Swipe Out Hunger Week. SGA collaborated with the organization Swipe Out Hunger to bring awareness to food insecurity in the area. Nico Masterides, president of SGA, explained what Swipe Out Hunger is and what SGA is focusing on this year.
A lot of the emphasis for the program is encouraging students to donate their meal swipes who have meal plans here that they wouldn't normally use by the end of the week. So any students who are hungry or if they can't afford a meal plan, all of those donated swipes goes to those students in need. And this year we're putting a large emphasis on donating a lot of our goods to the Penguin Pantry.
For more information about Swipe Out Hunger, visit their website.
Since their small beginnings, the Black Student Union has grown its presence on campus. Jambar reporter Molly Burke has more.
The Black Student Union helps to provide a sense of community for Black students on campus. According to preliminary enrollment summaries as far back as 2003, YSU has been a primarily Caucasian school. However, the BSU helps to guide all Black and African students, regardless of where they're from. General Studies and business major Brittany Bailey is on the elective board for the BSU. She spoke about the mission of the Black Student Union.
The Black Student Union is basically an organization on campus to help get Black students together to initiate conversations to see what needs to be done on campus or what could be done. But it's also there as like, I want to say, not necessarily a sanctuary, but like a place for other Black students to come together and just talk to each other and see how everyone's doing and see what we can do to help each other and thrive at YSU.
Junior Business Administration major and BSU Secretary Samantha Dodson said the Black Student Union collaborates with other organizations and holds events to engage with students. Last week, it featured speaker real estate professional Jamie Bloodsoe. Dodson talked more about her presentation.
We have a lot of speakers coming through. Like for example, yesterday we just had a speaker that came through that talked about how to actually make $1 million. You know what I mean? And she put a whole bunch of stuff on the paper. We had written out goals and stuff for ourselves to kind of like visualize us actually being in that field.
Social work graduate student Donquail Mims is the liaison and chairman for the BSU. Mims said anyone is welcome to join the BSU, but it ultimately is a space for Black voices to be heard.
So just being around the atmosphere as well as learning the history, being around our culture, learning the things that's not okay to say as well as that's okay to say, and you know, just being culturally competent is very important.
The BSU holds its meetings every other Wednesday in the Pollock Room of Kilcolly. For more information, head to the Black Student Union website. Reporting for Jambar TV, I'm Molly Burke.
Well, this weekend it's going to be in the 30s and snow will be coming to the valley. So after the break, I will have this week's weather forecast.
The communication department is much more than media or delivering a speech. The YSU Communication Department offers programs in telecommunication, journalism, and communication studies. We inspire creativity. We encourage each student's passion. We explore new and advanced technologies that connect the human race. The communication programs at YSU ensure that every student is prepared and experienced for the outside workforce, for life after YSU. Join the Jambar and find your voice when you tell the next big story. Become a host of Rookery Radio and gain hands-on experience, or get involved with TV productions like Light the Wick, Penguin Rundown, and Jambar TV. YSU's communication department is much more than a department, an education, or a degree. It's a home for passionate individuals, for students to find and pursue what they love.
Welcome back to Jambar TV. I'm Kyle Wills with this week's weather outlook. Now, if we go to my radar, to my right, we're going to see a lot of snow coming into the day on Friday. As we get into Friday night, you're going to see those skies clear up. And as we go into Saturday, those skies will remain clear as well as into Saturday night. But by Sunday, you're going to see some of that snow return to the area on Sunday, and that will continue into Sunday night. Now, as we go into my 4-day forecast, we're going to see the high for today be 33. We're going to see the low dip into the 20s at 23 with an 88% chance of precipitation, and that's going to be snow and as well as some freezing rain. As we go into Saturday, you're going to see the high remain at 33. However, you're going to see the low dip to the lowest of the weekend at 18 degrees. However, like I said, it's going to be a lot clearer on Saturday with a 10% chance of precipitation. Now going into Sunday, you're going to see it get a little bit colder with the high being the lowest of the weekend at 29 degrees, but you're going to see the low come up slightly at 22 degrees, but it's going to stay clear with a 13% chance of precipitation, and that might be snow and freezing rain. Now going into Monday, we're going to see a little bit of a heat wave come into the valley. We're going to see the highs come back up into the 40s at 45 degrees, and we're going to see the low at 28, but it's still going to be a clear day with a 7% chance of precipitation, but you're not going to see a lot of sun as it's going to be mostly cloudy. That'll wrap it up for my weekend forecast, but after the break, Austin Caroline will have the latest in student arts, so stay tuned.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
Growing up, I love figuring out how things work, putting things together. I love being able to come up with an idea, design it, just the whole process of creating things. I go to school here at Youngstown State and my passion is 3D design. I chose YSU because all the equipment, the research being done here, it's like a playground for me. I'm Alex and I'm Y and proud.
Welcome back to Jambar TV. I'm Austin Caroline. For those seeking help with addiction, recovery, or mental health, YSU for Recovery offers resources to all those at YSU. Jambar reporter Molly Burke has more.
Obviously, clearly, that YSU students from all of our testing and surveys and things of that nature reported some self-reported alcoholism, marijuana usage, levels of high mental health challenges such as depression and anxiety. So we saw that there's a need. We saw that this might be a simple way to help students and offered them to be able to better their life.
Last paragraph. YSU for Recovery holds meetings every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30 in the Pollock Room of Kilcolly. For more information, head to YSU for Recovery's website. On November 13th at Stambaugh Stadium, the Dana School of Music showcased a side-by-side honors band concert. YSU Wind Ensemble and local high school students joined together to perform composer Michael Markowski's music.
It's always a great opportunity anytime that we as musicians get a chance to interact with living composers. Any chance you get to interact with them and get their feedback and their perspective about their music, it just really opens up a whole new world and allows us to really get into their mindset more about their craft.
The concert was a way to recruit high school students to YSU. This event also allowed students to hear feedback from living composers and have the opportunity to interact with each other. For other Dana School of Music performances, visit their Facebook page. YSU held a housing and student organization fair for students last Tuesday, November 8th and Thursday, November 10th. The housing fair provided pizza and treats to students while informing them of potential living opportunities on and off campus. Student organization fair was held by the B Class's Dean's Dozen, and it was their first time hosting a fair. The fair featured YS Unity, the Anthropology Colloquium, and the Honor Societies. Rosie Nolder, the Dean's Dozen event chair, said she wanted to improve student engagement.
It's actually something new that we're starting after discussing kind of how to get more B-Classy students involved on campus. So we just started it this year, but we're hoping to make it an annual event.
For a list of future YSU events, go to the events calendar located on YSU's website. The Youngstown Disc Golf Club's Winter Putting League is back, and it is now being held at Penguin City Brewing Company. Colin McDonald explained why it's a great cold weather event for YSU students.
If you're bored at living in a dorm on campus, why not come out to Putting League? Learn how to play some disc golf. It teaches you how to, it teaches you how to putt, so you would learn what fits you best, so like different ways of how to throw your putt. So it's basically teaches you what you like about your putt.
Putting League happens every Thursday, now through the end of February. Entry is $5 and sign-up is at the event. Now you'll want to stay tuned because after the break, Cameron Stubbs will be back in the studio with the latest in sports.
Hey kid, you want to try some exercise?
Wait, what? What's going on right now?
Yeah, man, exercise.
I don't know. I don't know if I should even be talking to you right now.
It's got lots of benefits.
Okay.
The benefits of exercise include increased levels of energy, higher quality of sleep, better muscle and bone strength, improved memory, and clearer skin.
Hello and welcome back to Jambar TV. I'm Cameron Stubbs. After extending its winning streak to 4 November 5th against Illinois State, the football team was defeated by Missouri State on November 12th. In the 25-22 loss, senior Jaleel McLaughlin became the NCAA all-time career rushing yards record holder. His 227 yards from the game puts him at 8,082 for his career, surpassing Mount Union's Nate Mick, who finished his career with 8,074 yards. McLaughlin said the offense wanted to make the record a goal not only for himself, but also the team.
It's definitely something that is great because like I said, my offensive line, those guys talked about that, almost day in and day out, wanting to be able to get that for the team, wanting to be able to get that for me and, just for everyone, in the community too. So it was, a bittersweet moment because I was able to get that record, but we weren't able to pull away with the win. But, at the end of the day, you got to look at it as a blessing.
The Penguins entered the fourth quarter with the lead and made it 22-17 after McLaughlin broke free for a 65-yard rush. After allowing the score, Missouri State was forced to start its drive on its own 8-yard line. However, the team drove 92 yards down the field and ended in the end zone after 13 plays to take a 25-22 lead where the score remained final. The football team will play its final game of the regular season November 19th when it returns to Stambaugh Stadium to face off against Southern Illinois at noon. The game can be listened to on 570 WKBN or watched on ESPN3. Both basketball teams have been waiting since March to get their seasons underway. Executive producer Kyle Wills has more on the women.
After 237 days, the women's basketball team returned to the court to tip off its 2022-23 season, taking on Wofford College and Penn State. The Penguins defeated Wofford 81-72 November 7th, with 4 of the 5 starters for YSU scoring in double figures. Fifth-year senior Lily Ritz led the way with a 20-20 performance of 27 points and 20 rebounds. Ritz said she wanted to come into the season being more physical and spent the offseason working on her placement on the court.
I've tried to get a lot stronger, and I've really just tried to work on my positioning. Coach Chelsea does a really good job of correcting me when I'm not doing very good in practice and when my positioning isn't right. So I think just getting the right position and being able to go up strong.
The game went into the fourth quarter with the score 59-48. but Wofford managed to claw back in the last period to make the score 73-72 with just under 2 minutes left. Head coach Jambar said the team came out slow to start the second half and struggled to maintain possession of the ball.
I felt pretty good, actually, about our disposition and executing, and for the most part. The part right after halftime was the biggest part where I felt like we had a little bit of a panic, a little bit of we let one turnover go to 2, go to 3, go to 4 out of 5 possessions, and that cost us a nice double-digit lead, and hopefully we can learn from that.
The women took a week off before taking on a Big Ten opponent in Penn State on the road November 15th, losing to the Nittany Lions 77-63. Senior Paige Scheidt had a great performance offensively, scoring 19 points on 7 of 13 shooting, making 5 of her 9 three-point attempts. The women's basketball team will look to get back in the winning column November 18th as it travels to the University of Akron to battle the Zips at 7 p.m. The game can be listened to on 570 WKBN or watched on ESPN3. For Jambar TV, I'm Kyle Wills.
As for the men's season, I took a deeper look at the start of their campaign. The men's 93rd basketball season has tipped off as a plethora of games have been played so far. Starting off, the Penguins opened up with a 92-81 win versus Canisius, which saw a lights-out performance from graduate student transfer Malik Green, who scored 19 points in the first half against his former team. Green finished the game with a 21-point, 12-rebound double-double. The home opener was next as UT Martin came in to duel at the Beakley Center. The 90-72 win saw 6 Penguins score in double figures. The Penguins then traveled to South Bend, Indiana, where a tough matchup with ACC opponent Notre Dame awaited them. In the 88-81 loss, graduate student Adrian Nelson finished with a career-high 27 points along with 10 rebounds. Head coach Jared Calhoun commented on Nelson's collegiate career and season so far.
Winners know how to win, and Adrian has won a lot of college basketball games. He's been part of teams that have played in the NCAA tournament, won a regular season title, won a tournament title. He understands what it takes day to day. Most high school guys don't. Most guys that don't come from winning programs don't understand it. It takes them months to figure it out. So if we're having a bad practice or we're not doing what we're supposed to do, playing to our standard, like in the first half, he gets it.
Rounding out these batch of games was a home game versus Grace Christian University, where the Penguins bested the Tigers 96-68. All 14 players scored for the Penguins in the matinee matchup. Senior Brandon Rush scored 14 points, but commented on the team's issues on the other side of the ball.
It's just the confidence we have. We know we can go into every game and just have fun and outscore anybody, but we have to get our defense on point, and when we get our defense on point, then it's going to be tough to stop us on every aspect.
UC San Diego and Navy are next on the schedule on November 19th and 20th in Annapolis, Maryland. Catch these games on ESPN Plus or on 570 WKBN. The volleyball team had a tremendous weekend, clinching a spot in the Horizon League Volleyball Championship for the first time since 2014. Before securing the position, the team welcomed 2 conference opponents to the Beakley Center to conclude their regular season. First, on November 11th, Northern Kentucky swept the Penguins in 3 sets, dominating from nearly all positions on the court. The Norse accumulated 7 more blocks, 8 more kills, and 5 more assists than the Penguins in their victory. Despite the loss, a new record has been set as sophomore phenom Paula Gershing became the fastest Penguin in program history to record 1,000 kills. For this season, Gershing sits second in the country with total kills of 576. Her outstanding performance this season earned her Horizon League Player of the Year. She is the first player in program history to achieve this feat. The seniors were celebrated on the following day, November 12th, when the Penguins hosted Wright State, the #1 team in the Horizon League. Wright State was successful in completing an undefeated league record as they conquered the Penguins in straight sets. Seniors Ellie Cox and Amanda Lebiota led the team with 3 kills, while 5 of the team's 6 blocks came from seniors Amy Bupre, Nadia Pace, and Cox. The team finished with a record of 14-15 and a program-high 8-10 in conference play. Sophomore setter Isabel Schaefbauer and head coach Alini Scott reflected on the regular season.
I think we did a really good job of kind of regrouping for the second half of conference play. We didn't have a great first go around, and I think we really showed who we are as a team and what we're capable of during the second half, and just the fight that we have and the competitiveness that we have.
I felt like it took us a while to learn how to win and really find our groove. In the first phase of the Horizon League, we're really learning ourselves. We had some losses in there. The second round, I felt like we did much better executing, following game plans, and just being more stable.
6th-seeded Youngstown State will begin their playoff run tonight as they take on 3rd-seeded Green Bay in Dayton, Ohio. First serve is set for 3 p.m. and can be streamed on ESPN+. The women's soccer team advanced to the Horizon League championship game for the first time in program history after knocking off the number 2 ranked Purdue Fort Wayne 1-0, November 3rd in the conference semifinals. Against the Mastodons, senior Abriana Rondin made a perfectly placed left footer into the bottom right corner of the goal to give the Penguins the lead and the eventual game winner.
I think what kept us pushing was just like our internal belief. We kind of we've been through it all throughout, at least my class, throughout these last 4 years.
For the defense, junior Brooklyn Kirkpatrick recorded her 8th shutout and 9th victory of the season with her 8-save performance. The Penguins' championship bout came to a conclusion after a loss to top-seeded Milwaukee 1-0 November 5th. The lone score came around the 24-minute mark, but the Penguins could not collect an offensive effort to tie the game. Thanks to their impressive performances, Kirkpatrick, Rondin, and freshman Taylor Berry were named to the all-tournament team. Youngstown State, who was slated to finish 9th in the coaches' preseason poll, finished with a program-best record of 9-8-3 and set a Horizon League record in Horizon League play at 5-3-2. Congratulations to the women's soccer team on their historic season. And now we'll throw it back over to Kyle Wills for a recap on weather.
Thanks, Cameron. Like I said earlier, you're going to want to bundle up this weekend as we're going to see some cold temperatures. However, as students return to campus on Monday, we're going to see a little bit of a heat wave as those highs return to the 40s.
Well, now we have Thanksgiving to look forward to, and so I want to know, Betty, what do you have? What are you looking for next week?
I mean, I've already done a ton of Christmas shopping ahead of schedule. I'm one of those people. I look for the Black Friday deals. I have to get everything done before the holiday season. And it's also like the biggest time for cooking for me. I cook alongside my family and stuff like that. And I am a firm believer in having cranberry sauce at my Thanksgiving dinner table. It's like the shining star of it all. But what are you guys really looking forward to?
I'm also looking forward to the food. You can't not. I want to make my own corn casserole this year. I'm not the best cook, granted, but hopefully my family will enjoy it nonetheless. I'm also looking forward to Black Friday shopping. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We just got to make sure to be safe on those roads, all right? So especially with that weather.
Yeah, Kyle brought up the weather, so remember to stay safe on those roads, guys, because there is a ton of snow coming into the area. I know it can be hectic during Black Friday shopping, but as always, you guys got to stay safe. So that rounds out our episode this week, guys. Stay safe, Penguins.
Support for Jambar TV is provided in part by the YSU Foundation and the Jane F. Lamb Charitable Foundation. Thank you.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa, and I'm Y and proud.